What's good in sells simps and cucks? Probably not much, right? Oh, snap! Anon back again with more Thailand 4, 1-1 for you greenhorns, so here we go. As a first-timer, bar girls can actually be pretty intimidating, and I learned that the hard way when I got ripped off simply because I didn't know any better. But after countless trips to Thailand, and even living in Pattaya for over a year, you quickly pick up on the many methods these women use. Some of the tricks are aimed squarely at newcomers, though even seasoned veterans get caught now and then. One of the most common strategies is pretending to be interested in a serious, long-term relationship, while their real goal is financial support. This is one of the easiest traps to fall into because they play the part so well, acting sweet, loving, and attentive, making you believe you finally found someone different from the rest. They know exactly what to say and when to say it to tug on your heartstrings. Often, they'll call you affectionate names like Tirak, darling, or even refer to you as my husband very early on, creating a false sense of intimacy. It's all part of a larger game designed to draw out as much money as possible while keeping you convinced it's genuine love. Bar girls will often talk about the future and even introduce you to friends or family to make you feel valued. These emotional games make it easier for them to ask for money without raising suspicion, especially from newcomers. But don't be fooled. Behind the facade, their concern isn't your happiness or a future together. It's about how much cash you can provide. The relationship can feel like an emotional roller coaster, with affection and attention flowing only when you're spending or sending money. The moment you hesitate or refuse, the supposed crazy love vanishes, replaced with coldness or excuses. This tactic preys on the loneliness many foreigners experience, particularly those searching for companionship in bars. The key to avoiding this trap is recognizing when affection only appears during spending. Genuine relationships aren't built on constant money transfers, so if love seems to come with a price tag, it's time to be wary. Another common tactic is borrowing small amounts for emergencies that never get repaid. A girl you're dating, or even sharing a holiday romance with, may start asking for a few hundred baht here and there, claiming her sister needs money for school or her motorbike broke down. At first, the amounts appear minor, but they build into a pattern of manipulation. At first, you don't think much of it when she asks for money. She promises she'll pay you back quickly and even acts embarrassed to ask, so of course you help. Sometimes she won't even bother with the pretense of borrowing, instead just asking outright for cash. Then before long, there's another emergency. Someone is sick, rent is due, or her phone needs a repair. Over time, these small requests begin piling up, and the repayments never materialize. The danger isn't in the size of each request, but in their frequency and the emotional manipulation behind them. By keeping the amount small, she avoids raising red flags, knowing most foreigners don't track little expenses or want to appear petty over a few hundred baht. But as the weeks or months go by, those minor favors add up, leaving you slowly drained without ever being hit with one big demand. Another common tactic is pressuring you to pay bar fines so she can leave work early to spend time with you. Many men forget that the attention in the bar is part of her job, laughing at your jokes, clinging to your arm, making you feel special. The catch is that if you want her company outside of the bar, you'll have to pay that fine, refuse to pay, or skip out on buying lady drinks, and she'll quickly move on to the next customer. That might be fine for a one-time fling, but if you want to see her regularly, expect to keep paying bar fines again and again. Sometimes she'll even ask you to pay the bar fine multiple times a week, spinning stories about how exhausting her job is and how much she just wants to be with you. But don't forget, bar fines have nothing to do with love or relationships. They're simply business. If a girl is pushing hard for you to cover these fees every night, you need to ask yourself whether she's genuinely interested or just repeating the same act with every other customer. A woman who actually likes you might suggest meeting after work or on her day off, rather than making money the condition of your time together. When money becomes the only requirement for affection, it's not romance, it's a transaction. Another common trick is inventing fake family emergencies to tug on your heartstrings. You might get a late-night call where she's in tears, telling you her mother was rushed to the hospital, her brother had a motorbike accident, or her grandmother suddenly needs surgery. Sometimes it's a funeral that needs paying for. These stories create urgency, making you feel like you're her only hope. Out of sympathy, many men cave and send money, only to later realize the emergency was exaggerated or never happened at all. Some girls rotate these stories between different men, claiming hospital bills one week, school fees the next, or repairs to a family home after a storm. The tactic works because it puts you in a no-win situation. If you pay, you're seen as easy, but if you refuse, she acts hurt or distant, making you feel guilty. The smartest defense is to ask for proof or offer non-cash help, like speaking directly with the hospital. If she dodges or gets angry, there's your answer. Another well-known ploy is asking for a new phone. It usually starts with casual complaints like, "My phone is old and slow," or "I won't be able to video chat with you when you're away." Soon enough, the hint becomes a request, and you're being nudged into buying her a shiny new device. Another common trick some bar girls use is the stolen phone excuse. She'll message you through a friend's phone or on social media, claiming her phone was lost or stolen during a night out. She'll act distraught, maybe even cry, saying she can't video call, text, or send selfies until she gets a replacement. Then comes the request. She needs a new phone and hopes you'll help. She might insist she doesn't want anything fancy, just something basic, yet still drop the word iPhone. If you're deeply invested in her, it's easy to cave, wanting to keep the late-night video chats alive. But often the phone was never stolen. She either wants an upgrade, already has a phone, or plans to sell the one you buy. Things return to normal after you send money, except she's just better off financially. Closely related is the gold chain scam, where she tells you it's Thai tradition for a man to buy his woman gold as a sign of love and respect. To prove your devotion, you purchase a necklace, thinking it's a meaningful gesture. What many don't realize is she's running the same game with multiple men, sometimes convincing 3 or 4 guys to each buy her gold jewelry. She'll pawn most of them for quick cash, keeping just one to show off when a man visits, claiming it's the one he bought her. It's a sly system, but effective, especially on those unfamiliar with how common the trick is. The truth is, no man should be buying gold for someone he just met. And if he does, as soon as he leaves, she'll likely head straight to the pawn shop. Another tactic is using sob stories about her poor background to play on your emotions. Often this comes up within the first few conversations. She might tell you she grew up in a small Isan village or a poor community near the Lao border, painting her life as one of constant struggle. She'll talk about dropping out of school young, helping raise siblings, or working on the farm instead of having a childhood. Then comes a story of marrying a Thai man who abandoned her and their child, leaving her with no choice but to hand the child to her parents while she moved to Pattaya or Bangkok to earn money doing things she never wanted to do. It makes you feel sorry for her, like she's just surviving in a cruel world. Subtly, she doesn't ask for money right away. Instead, she sprinkles little comments that build guilt until you offer help yourself. Maybe you give her a few thousand baht, thinking you're doing a good deed, but soon that becomes the expectation. Stop, and she'll make you feel like you've betrayed her. While some Thai women genuinely come from hardship, the difference is whether the story is shared or sold to you as a way to extract cash. Then there's the sick child routine. Whether you've been seeing her for weeks or are already back home in a long-distance setup, many bar girls eventually drop this line if they have kids. Or even if they don't, she'll claim her child, usually being raised by her parents while she works in Pattaya, has fallen seriously ill or ended up in the hospital. With that claim comes a plea for help with hospital and medicine bills. Some even go so far as to send photos of a child in a hospital bed, insisting it's theirs. The message is always the same: you're the only one I can turn to. And if you've already started to view her as your girlfriend, it feels natural to consider helping. But the harsh truth is, many of these stories are fabricated. Some use the same hospital photo with multiple men, and if you ask for proof or details, they get defensive. If she refuses to let you talk to doctors, avoids showing bills, or tries to guilt trip you when you hesitate, it's a clear sign the story doesn't add up. That's your biggest red flag. Real emergencies can always be backed up with evidence, but scams usually fall apart when you start asking questions. Another common tactic you'll see is the so-called visa scam. This one comes into play when a bar girl finds a foreigner who seems genuinely serious about her. She'll start talking about how much she wants to visit his country, leave the bar scene behind, and start a new life. She'll claim she's tired of Thailand, never wanted to work in bars, and just wants a better future. To the guy, it sounds sincere and touching, like he's the one giving her an escape. But soon she introduces the problem: the cost of visas, documents, travel arrangements, and fees. Suddenly, she's constantly bringing up how much everything costs, claiming an agency said she needs another document here, a certificate there. One week it's 5,000 baht, the next it's 8,000, and the total keeps climbing. What most men don't realize is she's probably done this before with other foreigners. The dream of being the one who saves her quickly turns into an endless stream of payments that never actually bring her closer to leaving Thailand. If she does manage to convince you that the visa has been approved and the tickets purchased, there's a good chance she'll either vanish completely or keep stalling with excuse after excuse. In reality, 9 times out of 10, no visa application was ever submitted and none of your money went toward the process. It's simply another tactic to drain cash from a foreigner who believes he's helping her build a future. If you truly have a serious girlfriend in Thailand and want her to come to your country, the safest approach is to handle the process yourself or be physically present as she goes through it. That way you can ensure every baht is going where it's supposed to. Never fall into the trap of paying mysterious fees for documents that don't exist. Another variation of this scam is the study English story. Some Thai girls will claim they want to leave the bar scene behind and start over by enrolling in English classes. It's a clever angle because it sounds respectable, like she's trying to improve her life, secure a normal job, or prepare to move abroad with you. In reality, this too is often just another pretext to ask for money, dressed up as self-improvement. She'll often frame learning English as the first step toward building a future with you, telling you she wants to improve so she can be a better girlfriend and share more experiences together. Naturally, the conversation then shifts to how expensive the classes are, and before long, she's asking if you can help cover the cost. Some even send school brochures or screenshots of courses to make it look convincing. But in many cases, there's no intention of studying at all. The money goes to shopping, nightlife, or straight back to her family. To stretch the scam further, she might claim the school is closed, she's sick, or her schedule got changed. Some even fake attendance, snapping photos near a school or inside a random classroom to keep up appearances. Meanwhile, you're under the impression you're supporting her future, when in reality, you're funding her present lifestyle. Don't fall into this trap. No matter how good your intentions, you're not helping her education. You're paying for another night out. Next comes one of the most emotionally manipulative tactics, the fake pregnancy scam. This trick isn't unique to Thailand, but it hits hard everywhere. Claiming to be pregnant becomes a form of emotional blackmail designed to lock a man into staying, whether the relationship is brand new or on the verge of collapse. By dropping this bombshell, she plays on a deep sense of responsibility, hoping to make you stick around and keep providing financial support under the weight of obligation. Hey, incels, simps, and cucks, want to hit dad? Ha ha ha, bet you do. Incels, simps, and cucks. Ooh, until the next one, hit that subscribe button, push notify, and keep hoping.